Hello, everybody. My name is Nick Abbott. I'm an industrial design student in my last year of school, and I'm going to be sharing with you the project I worked on this semester. And that project is Pebble, a wearable device to enhance the meditation experience. I started by doing some user research to uncover the problem and quickly found that it's very common to fall asleep while meditating. Now, meditation is like walking a mental tightrope. It's a state in between falling asleep and being awake, and it's very delicate. And I found that the amount of comfort you experience during this process greatly impacts how well of an experience you have. Too relaxed and you'll fall asleep. If you're in a cold room with a blanket, you're going to fall asleep. But if you have bad back problems and too uncomfortable, you're just going to think about how uncomfortable you are. So my product will keep you right in the middle of being too uncomfortable or too comfortable. I did some quick sketches to ideate a solution to this problem, as well as brainstormed what I like the aesthetic to be, and asked myself what does Zen look and feel like, and pebbles, sand being raked, water droplets are things that I've uncovered as what Zen feels like. I did some sketches to develop what the form would be for this meditation product, and a mask is what I came up with, because one of the important components of a successful meditation session is that you have no visual stimulus. So it needs to cover the eyes, and no audio stimulus is another important thing as well. So I took these things into consideration and sketched different forms and functionalities. Part of this solution that I've come up with involves a controller, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But you can see here I iterated mostly in CAD different simple forms for this hand controller to be held. So introducing the Microsoft branded wellness product line. This is the Pebble mask that I've come up with. As you can see, it'll go over your face and it'll incorporate this texture over here to carry out a very important thing that I'm about to explain, which is that if the user is wearing it and they fall asleep, the idea is the mask will detect the change in velocity and direction of their head if their head falls, and that'll signal a haptic feedback. And that feedback will be delivered in this location of the product. It'll deliver a gentle vibration that will alert the user back into that meditative state if they fall out of it. And if they fall back asleep, it'll gently alert them back into that trance. And it'll also take care of the audio component of meditation. You don't want any audio distractions. So using bone conduction audio technology, we'll be able to deliver that audio without having to cover the ears. The cushion is made out of a soft cotton fabric, and it's designed in a way to occupy the least amount of surface area on your face, keeping you cool and making sure you stay in that Goldilocks zone of comfort. Now, besides for the mask being worn, there's also a controller and a cushion that the person will use to meditate. You can see that here. The person will sit on this cushion, giving them a good amount of height to comfortably cross their legs. The person will use the controller by applying a small amount of pressure constantly while they meditate. And this is the second means of detecting if someone has fallen asleep. If they fall asleep, the pressure on the controller will let up, and that will be detected in the controller, and the controller will also gently vibrate, alerting the user back into that meditative trance. These next few slides will just be more of an expanded view on the aesthetics I've chosen for this product. You can see the cotton fabric here, and the potential environment it may be found in, very Zen-like, Japanese-inspired, sand being raked, with stones, all of it. And this scene represents the more abstract image of what meditation is like, because it's a mental process. But in this scene, you can see this guy is using the controller and the mask, and his newfound superpower of meditation is allowing him to levitate these rocks around him. Finally, I put together a little bit more cinematic, realistic image of what the product looks like when it's resting on the user's face. And in conclusion, Pebble is a wearable device to enhance the meditation experience that solves the problem of easily falling asleep while you meditate. Thank you.